we got a package, child, okay? Relebone, author of Black Porcelain, published by Blackbird Books 2022. Together with the author, they sent me this cute little box of goodies, okay? Me and my kids have already like devoured some of the goodies, okay? Because mommy's been shooting this video, so we couldn't wait any longer. And I couldn't make them wait or myself any longer, okay? So that's life. So there's a little love note at the start, which is always the cutest thing, right? It's pinned to this cover of the box, and it reads, "Come celebrate with me that every day something has tried to kill me and has failed." A quote that I've seen around a few times, which I absolutely adore, because life happens to us all and we still continue to get up and live this thing, okay? Because that's what we're here for. And there's a little personalized note to me. "Dear Vuvu, I hope this little book of mine gives you the release and peace we all seek. And I hope you breathe. Lots of love, XOXO Relebone." Cool, so let's start it off with the branded stuff. I got a Blackbird Books beanie. I made it in life. I would wear this throughout the whole video, but child, guys, hot. So I cannot absolutely wear 2 izigqokos a week and a sigqoko during this heat, child. So that was that. I absolutely think that I'm gonna make use of it. Yeah, I definitely will. I don't own any beanies. Then there was my absolute fave. Do we call these tote bags? Shopper bags, whatever. Would you look at that? Absolutely love this. Every time I go on like a solo coffee date situation and I bring books along, for whatever reason that book lovers bring more than one book, but they're gonna sit there for 30 minutes, don't ask. But I'm always thinking, I would love one of these. I have one but it's got that Dan Brown book thing at the front, and it was really it was very tacky, okay? So that stopped working very quickly for me. So this is gonna be my girl, okay? That's all I'm trying to say. I love the size as well. So it's got a quote from the book. It says, "Black girls are made of porcelain. Relebone Rirhandzu, eAfrica," the author of Black Porcelain, and those are black girls in all different colors of brown, okay? They are gorgeous. This is actually a very beautiful piece, and it's by Township. I don't know if you guys know the brand. I don't, but it's by Township. So yeah, love that. And then they also included a notebook, because the nature of the book that Relebone has written, I'm thinking is gonna be one that requires you to dive deep, take some notes here and there, etc. They wrapped the notebook in this cute little orange piece of paper, and that's what the notebook looks like. And I'm gonna say this is a leopard or a cheetah, child, I don't know, but the notebook is cute, okay? Here we go. It's a simple lined notebook, and then they added a green pencil, and green is becoming my favorite color. So I'm like, yes, give me this energy. Okay, they added a green pencil and they stuck on my initial at the top, which is like the cutest thing ever. There's also this little leaf thing that I'm definitely going to use as a bookmark, okay? So they put that there. I'm gonna try and tell you after I've read her bio why I think that's there, but other than that, I'm not quite sure, okay? So they did give me 2 other books that were not part of, that aren't written by Relebone, but are part of Blackbird. And the first one is one that I've been eyeing. It's called Corridors of Death by Malaikawa Azania, the struggle to exist in historically white institutions, which I feel is a very important topic to tackle, especially for millennials. I do believe that all generations kind of like have their struggle, right? And it's different for everybody in all forms, in all spaces. Like I feel like probably my parents' generation also had a struggle when it came to institutions and trying to survive and produce their base in those institutions. But I really think that the idea of surviving white institutions post apartheid is a huge struggle for millennials, right? And it is definitely therefore a subject that we need to air out, put in the public, have discussions and dialogues about. So I absolutely love the idea of this book. Obviously I haven't read it, but I have been eyeing it. The other one is this one, child. This one I've been wanting with all my heart. Is Exhale, Queer African Exotic Erotic Fiction. This is a collection of short stories, from what I understand, by various authors. Some of the authors include Yvonne Otagene, Kabelo Mutswaneng, Lady Nwadige, most of them I don't know, Cici Eze, Lawrence Mashiane, and Von Zigo. Okay, that's just some of the authors. It is a collection of short stories, and I think the title says it all. Okay, Queer African Erotic Fiction. I am ready. I'm ready. And then, because of the nature of the book that Relebone has crafted for us, okay, this goes without saying that matters of the heart, matters of the mind, matters of the soul need a little bit of chocolate. We've mashed a few with my kids, like I was saying, but that came with the package as well. And then last but definitely not least is the actual book. How pretty is the cover? This is Broken Porcelain, a mental illness journey by Relebone Rirhandzu, eAfrica. I'm going to read you the back, of course. This one says, Broken. Stringing. This one says, Broken Porcelain is a collection of essays describing one black woman's mental illness journey with a universal sensitivity. Relebone Rirhandzu, eAfrica provides us with an unbridled perspective on the darkness of living with a brain that is constantly trying to sabotage you. This memoir in essays is grounded in research and guides the reader towards empathy, all while demystifying mental illness and centering those who live with it. In her singular lyrical prose, Relebone Rirhandzu, eAfrica explores social issues such as generational trauma, social media's influence on how we view mental health, what self-care actually is, the medication journey, and finding love when you're mentally ill, to name but a few. Broken Porcelain is a poignantly honest and urgent invitation to open our hearts and minds to learning, leaning in to listen, and daring to face our hidden pain. Most importantly, this collection reminds us all that those who live with mental illness are not alone. So about Relebone, I'm just going to show you just how beautiful she is. I'm just hoping this thing shows up, child. This is she. She is gorgeous. Relebone Rirhandzu, eAfrica is a small town girl getting lost in the big city. The Zanin born and bred essayist, writer, literacy advocate, life coach, and mental health advocate has been writing for years, but still sees herself as a baby writer. She's the host, content producer, and program coordinator of the mental health podcast, The 9 Lives of Depression Survivors. She is an avid bookstagrammer under the handle @BookFeather who promotes black writers and their work, and a plant mom who doesn't believe that there is such a thing as having too many plants. You can find her ranting and being goofy on all social media at Relebone everywhere. So this is where I think that fits in, right? As a plant mom, I think that if you are into things like plants, flowers, etc., these things are constant reminders of the consistency and continuity of life. Life will go on whether or not things within us or outside of us are sabotaging us. Life is still worth living in spite of the challenges that come through. And I think that having such items in your house, in your surroundings, and because there are, I'm sure, other health and mental health benefits to having a plant in your space, but just visually and mentally, for me, the biggest benefit has been the reminder that life is far beyond just me, and it continues in spite of whatever else could be happening. So I have also intentionally this year told myself that I'm going to have fresh flowers in my house as often as I can. I am going to seek out those bargains, child, wherever I can, and I'm going to make sure that there is this thing in my space that keeps reminding me of beauty, reminding me of life, and just reminding me to just look beyond myself from time to time, beyond what I feel I'm struggling, etc, etc. So I'm really excited about that. Okay, child, this is the start of that vlog, child, and she has invited me to an exclusive publication dinner themed. The theme is blue and white. The reason why I am blurting this out is that you guys would have seen this, obviously. By the time you see this, is what I'm trying to say, the dinner would have passed, so it's okay. So I do think at the moment is at an undisclosed location. I'm hoping that she'll let us know soon, or it could be me who has missed it. But the actual dinner is on Saturday, so the theme is blue and white, or just blue. I have 2 outfits in mind, and one of them is very dramatic, but I'm like, you said to me, we are having a publication dinner. To me. And me, I'm going to show up, fitting the occasion. But at the same time, I have this thing in my head that, hey, child, just, you know, you get it, right? If you don't get it, then forget about it. But we'll see what I choose, okay? Come Saturday, the dinner is Saturday. So I'm psyched about that. So this will make our vlog a little bit more fun. Let me not ramble. Thank you so much to this lens for allowing me to do this for the 100 millionth time already. Okay guys, so I'm pretty late. I thought I'd show you my outfit. I almost said your outfit. I thought I'd show you my outfit, and I hope that it came through in the picture. If it didn't, then I'm just gonna insert some of the stuff from this evening somewhere here, because there's not much else that I can do. But that's what I look like. Hope you guys can see that, and I'll catch up with you guys when I can.
Give her a hand. She looks so beautiful. She looks so beautiful. So it's a hymn titled xoxo. I hope you guys enjoy it.
Obstacles were put in the way, many cuss words were said in between.
There were hijackings, it was a lot.
There were many things that happened. There were smash and grabs, there were accidents, literal accidents. But this book wanted to be here. God wanted this book to be here. And despite Relebone's, despite her very, like, she just didn't want to do it anymore. Because writing is hard. If you know, you know. Writing is hard. It's nice after having written, but in the trenches, it is not easy. And so, despite any sort of protest that Relebone would have put up, she still managed to be obedient to the voice of God and write her way out, write her way here, and so for that, congratulations. We are incredibly proud of you. We're glad that you're here to see the book. And may all the words that we need to hear, that God is channeling through you, come out less painfully next time. But may they come out and may they find good ground, may they flourish. I am very expectant for this book and what it's going to do for so many people on their journey of vulnerability in the book. Actually, also, I've got the privilege of having read some of the first drafts of some of the essays in there, and they're good. But knowing the content that is in there, like it's like very tender and very soul. But you wrote your way out, you wrote your way through, and now you're here, and we're all here to celebrate you and say thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
20 out of 20.
Won't you celebrate with me what I have made into a kind of life? I had no model. What did I see except to be myself? Born in Babylon, both non-white and woman. I quoted her wrong. What did I see except to be myself? I made it up right here on this bridge between stardust and clay, my one hand holding tight my other hand. Come, celebrate with me that every day something has tried to kill me and has failed. That is a prayer, some of you call it poem, by Lucille Clifton. I believe all poetry is prayer. And so one of the traditions I am giving myself as I grow older is to always start with a prayer, aka a poem. So that has been one of the texts that has really been with me and saved me. You'll read in the book, I say the words keep saving my life. And sometimes it's a line from a song. Nagane says, and then I woke up in the morning and I knew I would not die. And stubbornly I said, but I want to. And he said, I will not die. And what did I have to do except say yes? Just one more day, right? Basie Ikbi says, allow yourself mourning, as in the morning. If you are having the roughest of nights, those who are living with bipolar depression know that nighttime, this is why I walked out into the middle of the night, because nighttime is hard, right? You're left alone with thoughts, the voices in your head, and there's no one to counter it. You call your friend, but you think, it's the 5th time I'm depression. Where is she? She's taking photos. And I had my tote bag, merchandise coming soon. And it says, Black girls are made of porcelain, right? And so they were asking me, you know, I was self-plugging myself, self-love. And so we started a conversation about depression. And they said, but what do we do with people who are depressed? Because sometimes we keep reaching out, and they keep pulling back. I say, keep inviting us to stuff. Because there will be a day when we'll say yes. And you'll be glad we'll say yes. Sorry, mommy. But there was a time I was going to the doctor, the first time I was going to see a GP about my depression. And I didn't even have 500 rand to see the doc. And so I said to her, send the money. I think I said something to you like, send the money. It's better for me to be on the meds than for you to be looking at a coffin. And that shook her, right? It would shake anyone. But honestly, it's better for you to feel some type of way about the fact that your friend didn't come to your party than to be looking at their coffin. And I know it sounds like emotional blackmail. I'm sorry if it does. It's just the way that we live. Unfortunately, we didn't ask for it. We were born into it. And so writing this book was a way to say, come celebrate with me what I have made into a kind of life. A kind of life. It's not the perfect one. I will disappoint you many times, as we all do. And I see Kida crying because my girl knows that it's hard. It is so hard, guys. I do not have words. I know I wrote a whole book about it. They're like, well, you don't got the words. What's your book about? I feel like the words don't fully encapsulate the darkness, the point that Ricky Rick reached and then, jumped over. And I remember Natalia at the residency, she said there's a kind of shame. We say people succumb to suicide. Why do we put it in those words? Because it's kind of like shame. How do you know that they succumbed? They fought as much as they could until that very moment, guys. And then they said, it's better for everyone, and it's better for me if I can go. So when you look at Ricky Rick's wife, and you're saying, but she was next to him. And I said it in Bali's picnic. What you don't understand is that she probably knew intimately what he was going through. And she probably said to him, wake me up when you're going through that thing. But then he woke up one night, and it was the 1500th time. And he said, I can't do it. It's been 1500 times that I've been waking her up. It can't be. I can't keep doing this to her. And I say in the book that what you don't understand about depression is that we think that we are what's wrong with life. You realize when you have the flu that you are sick, that the thing that needs to be eliminated is the virus. You realize when you have corona that I need the medicine, the eucalyptus, the umhlonyanes, right? But when you have depression, you think that the disease is you. The burning fire in your life is you, because you are the common denominator everywhere. And they said to me, but then my friend this, that, and that. And I said, this is why I say depression complicates relationships. And sometimes we will be jerks, but not more than other people can be jerks. And I think we lack compassion for people who are neurodivergent, people who don't think the way that you do. I like the word neurodivergent just a little bit, because it says we are still in that neuro thinking way, but it's divergent according to society standards. So I don't like to say that we don't have logic. I like to say that we have logic, but it's different from what you understand. And so when we're jerks, when we disappoint you, when we say things that are out of pocket, out of turn, forgive us like you forgive everybody else. Sometimes it's hard to tell the difference between what is my personality and what is the disease, because it impacts our personality so much that sometimes you look in the mirror and you don't even know who's staring back at you. And there have been so many moments where that has happened to me, where it keeps happening to me. And I want you guys to understand that whether you're on the meds or not, whether you are high functioning or not, and you are neurodivergent and you look in the mirror, know that the kind of life that you have made is valid. Because who's to say what the template was? Who's to say what the template was? It goes down to little things such as your circadian rhythm. That's your sleep-wake cycle. I'm a night person, but I live in a world where everybody wakes up in the morning. I live in a world in which human beings don't know who they are or what they want, and kindness and love without ulterior motives scares them. I believe in the end, we are not together today because he was too afraid to look into himself to be who he really is. But I'm getting ahead of myself. This essay is not about that tragically short situationship or how it ended, but about the fact that it did. At the time at which our situationship unfolded, I had not yet been diagnosed with depression and anxiety. I had, however, begun my healing journey, and so I was equipped with some tools for inner fitness and wellness. Something beautiful happens to you when you start on your emotional and spiritual wholeness journey. It is really like you can see for the first time. And because everything is so clear to you, you refuse to compromise on your emotional health. This means not compromising on the emotional health of your partner too. On our first date, because I had become the girl who isn't afraid to ask awkward questions, I asked him what his deal breaker was. He told me that his deal breaker was someone who did not love and care for their family. I told him that mine was someone who was not self-aware and did not work on their inner wholeness. Despite my honesty up front, we argued about his wholeness a lot. I was pushing him to work on his emotional health.